Welcome back to the Mastering the Key series, where we'll learn how to master every key on the piano. Whether you're a music producer, a songwriter, or just looking to improve your piano skills, being able to play in every key is important because it allows you better control over the sounds and emotions that you can create with your music. Many people believe that each major and minor key have its own unique feeling that are associated with it, so let me know what you feel from this key down in the comments below. Now, the last minor key that we looked at was C minor, so let's travel down our circle of fifths to the next stop at F minor. First, let's take a look at the key signature. F minor is the relative minor key to A flat major. This means that the two keys will share the same key signature. Like an A flat major, this key has 4 flats in the key signature. By following our order of flats, we know that the first 3 flats are B flat, E flat, and A flat, and now we'll add our next flat in the series, D flat. Now let's talk about the notes that make up the scale. Since the key is F minor, the root note of our scale is also F. To find the notes on our minor scale, we'll start on our root note and use the minor step pattern of whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, and whole step. Following this pattern gives us the notes F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, and back to F. Now let's hop over to the piano and talk about how to play the F minor scale. The F minor scale follows the same pattern as the F major scale, we just throw in a couple extra black keys. So starting off with our right hand, our thumb, or finger number 1, will start on F, and we'll play F with 1, G with 2, A flat with 3, and B flat with 4. Then shift your hand up so that you play C with finger 1, D flat with 2, E flat with 3, and land on F with finger 4. Then we'll head back down by playing E flat with 3, D flat with 2, and C with 1. Then shift your hand down so that you play B flat with 4, A flat with 3, G with 2, and land home on F with finger 1. Again, those finger numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, shift, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then back down on 3, 2, 1, shift, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now practice that scale pattern slowly until you can do it at least 3 times in a row without making mistakes, then you can work on starting to speed it up. Once you feel comfortable with that, we can go ahead and move on to the left hand. We'll start off in the left hand by placing finger number 5, our pinky finger, on F, and we'll play F with 5, G with 4, A flat with 3, B flat with 2, and C with finger 1. Then we'll shift up so that we play D flat with 3, E flat with 2, and land on F with finger 1. Then head back down playing E flat with 2, and D flat with 3, and now we'll shift our hand down so that we play C with 1, B flat with 2, A flat with 3, G with 4, and land home on F with finger 5. Again, those finger numbers are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, shift, 3, 2, 1. Then back down on 2, 3, shift, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now be sure you practice those shifts slowly and methodically so that you can do them without having to look at your hands every time they shift positions. And once you can play that left hand without mistakes, we'll try putting both hands together. So let's set up our hands with 5 on F in the left hand and 1 on F in the right hand, and we'll play F, G, A flat, then B flat. Now the right hand shifts up to C, and the left hand shifts up to D flat, then we'll play E flat, and then F. Now we'll head back down to E flat, then D flat. Now shift the left hand down to C, and then shift the right hand down to B flat, then play A flat, G, and then finally land home on F. Now let's run that scale one more time, but a little bit slower. We'll play F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, and then F. Now back down to E flat, D flat, C, B flat, A flat, G, and then F. Now if you're following along on your own with this video, great work. Once you feel comfortable with those scales, we can move on to the arpeggios. Arpeggios are just runs that play the root, the third, and the fifth notes of the scale. In the key of F minor, those notes are F, A flat, and C. For these arpeggios, we'll use our 1, 2, 3, and 5 finger pattern. So we'll start by looking at the right hand and start with finger 1 on F. We'll play F with 1, A flat with 2, and C with 3. Then shift up your hand to play the next F an octave up with finger 1. Then play A flat with 2, and C with finger 3. And then we're going to stretch that pinky up to play the next F up with finger 5. Then we'll head back down playing C with 3, A flat with 2, and F with 1. Then shift down playing the next C with finger 3, A flat with finger 2, and finally land back home on F with finger 1. Again, those fingers for the right hand arpeggio are 1, 2, 3, shift, 1, 2, 3, 5. Back down to 3, 2, 1, shift, 3, 2, 1. The left hand plays the same notes, but it uses a different fingering. So we'll start with finger 5 on F, then hit A flat with 3, C with 2, and use 1 on the next F an octave up. Then shift your hand up to play the next A flat with finger 3, C with 2, and reach up to hit 1 on F. Then head back down playing C with 2 and A flat with 3, then shift your hand down to land on F with finger 1, C with finger 2, A flat with 3, and land home on F with finger 5. Again, those left hand arpeggio finger numbers are 5, 3, 2, 1, shift, 3, 2, 1, back down on 2, 3, shift, 1, 2, 3, and 5. Now we can practice each hand separately very slowly until you stop making mistakes, then try putting them together. When you play both hands at the same time, it will look like this. Now if you're following along on your own piano, awesome job with those. I think that it gets easier from here on out, so just stick with it a little while longer. And now we can talk about learning the F minor chord progression. We go through and play the minor 1, minor 4, and major 5-7 chord progression because these are the most common chords in pretty much any piece of music or any song that you'll ever want to learn or to write. With just these 3 chords, you can easily make your own music. So in a minor key, the 1 chord and the 4 chords also have a minor quality, so you'll see that lowercase Roman numeral under those chords to show that. Even though we're in a minor key, we're still going to use that major 5 chord, even though that third interval in the major 5 chord is not actually in the minor key signature. Typically, when we play in a minor key, we'll play a major 5 chord instead of a minor 5 chord. There are music theory reasons why this typically happens, but they all pretty much boil down to it sounds nice, so that's just how we're going to do it. If you want to learn more about why that is, check out my Intro to Music Theory playlist that's pinned down in the comments below. So the minor 1 chord in F minor is spelled F, A flat, and C. The minor 4 chord is B flat minor, which is spelled B flat, D flat, and F. And the 5-7 chord is C7, which is spelled C, E natural, G, and B flat. But for the sake of making this chord progression a little bit easier to play, we're going to make sure that all 3 chords are triads, which is just a fancy term for a chord with only 3 notes. Our C7 chord has 4, so we're going to change it around a little bit. We're going to invert that minor 4 chord and that major 5-7 chord. That minor 4 chord is going to be in its second inversion, which means that the chord will be stacked on the second note above the root of the chord, which will make that minor 4 chord be spelled F, B flat, and D flat. Then we're going to invert that 5-7 chord to its first inversion, meaning that we stack the chord on the first note above the root of the chord, and then we're going to eliminate that 5th interval to leave us with a triad, which will give us the notes E natural, B flat, and C. We do this just so we can practice our hand movement from chord to chord. When we move our hands back and forth with a triad position, this really helps us get a good feel for the key. So our chord progression goes minor 1 to minor 4 then back to minor 1, then to that major 5-7 chord, and then end on minor 1. So we'll play that F minor chord in its root position, then we'll go up to the 4 chord, B flat minor in its second inversion, which is spelled F, B flat, and D flat. Then we'll go back down to that F minor chord, and then we'll go up to that C7 chord in its first inversion, but without that 5th note of the chord, giving us E natural, B flat, and C. Then we're going to go back and end on that F minor chord in its root position. Playing all the notes in our chord progression back to back look like this. Now if you're following along on your piano at home, great job with those. So there's just one last thing to talk about before truly mastering the key of F minor, and that's the inversions. Inversions are just different ways to stack the F minor chord like we just talked about in the chord progression. So starting in the right hand, we'll play that F minor chord with F, A flat, and C, using that classic 1, 3, and 5 fingering. Then we're going to move finger 1 up to A flat, so we'll play A flat, C, and F, or our first inversion with fingers 1, 2, and 5. Then we'll move up our right hand again to play the second inversion of that F minor chord with finger 1 on C, and we'll play the notes C, F, and A flat with fingers 1, 3, and 5. And finally, we're going to move up to play that F minor chord in its root position, but an octave up with the classic 1, 3, 5 finger pattern. Doing them back to back looks like this. Now moving over to the left hand, the notes are all the same, but we'll use different fingers. We play that root F minor chord with fingers 5, 3, and 1 on F, A flat, and C. Now we're going to move up to our first inversion, so we're going to put finger 5 on A flat and play A flat, C, and F with fingers 5, 3, and 1 again. Then we're going to move up to our second inversion by putting finger 5 on C and playing C, F, and A flat with fingers 5, 2, and 1. Then finally, we'll move up one last time to play that root F minor chord an octave up with fingers 5, 3, and 1. Playing the left hand inversions back to back looks like this. Now be sure to practice each hand slowly until you can do them on their own without airs, then try putting them together even slower than you did before, which will look like this. Now great job making it through those. Like all the other parts of this process, be sure to go slow before you try to grow. The hardest part of learning the piano, in my personal opinion, is giving yourself the grace that you need to allow yourself to be purposefully bad at something when you're first learning it. It's always alright if you don't nail something on the first try. Just learn to enjoy the process of growing in your new skills. So now let's put together everything that we've learned in this video. We'll start with the scale, then do the arpeggio, the chord progression, and then finish with the inversions. Now congratulations on mastering the key of F minor. It's a very versatile key, and if used correctly can be a very powerful tool in your musical arsenal. Now if you found this video helpful, please help out the channel by giving this video a like and subscribe if you aren't already. Now thanks for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for the next video.